Welcome to the Horizon Medical Regenerative Joint Center Hour. I will slow down, Mimahana. So, tonight we're just going to kind of do a review of where we've been. Next week is going to be the 12-week metabolic reboot and the regenerative jumpstart. We're going to be talking about those things that we use in our office that help get your metabolism back in order so that your body can assimilate the things that we're going to be doing for it and get healthier in the process. The Metabolic Reboot is an amazing program developed by Dr. Samantha Graber, and she goes by Dr. Sam, www.drsamgraber.com. And we'll be talking about that more next week, maybe even have her on the phone from Florida. We'll be investigating the possibilities there. But we're going to take a minute. I'm going to take a minute. I keep saying we like there's somebody else in the studio here. I'm going to take a minute and kind of rehash or go over what we've talked about so far in the last 11 weeks and discuss for a few minutes why this is so important and why this is such a great and powerful work. The why behind I do this, the why behind that Nurse Linda does, the why behind Dr. Graber does it, why Amy does it, why Kat does it, why Lynn does it, why Dawson does it. Why do we all do this work? And the big why is all about you, believe it or not. The big why is all about you and providing to you one of the best ways to prevent non-necessary surgical intervention and drug intervention, which can be addictive. And matter of fact, in most cases is. And so what we're going to be doing tonight is kind of reviewing those things. But just as a reminder, Horizon Medical works in conjunction with or collaboration with Rehab and Trainer Chiropractic Wellness Center. And Horizon Medical is the name of the center, but Trainer Chiropractic, we work with them inside the building. We work under one roof to provide for you the best possible outcome for regenerative medicine. And that is just really powerful stuff. And so as a consequence, we want to provide to you in such a way that you can recover and attain the best outcome. That's the whole purpose. And with that said, one of the things I do is just we follow up with people. How are they doing afterwards? How they've improved? Is the improvement continuing? If not, what do we need to do to help it improve? And so we're constantly evaluating people for who they are, what they're getting out of the program, and what they're putting into the program. Because just like in most things, if you don't put something into it, it's going to be very little that you get out of it. And this program requires interaction. See, we're not like some of the big box stores who do just injections and say, we'll see you in 3 weeks and we'll do another injection. That's not who we are. We don't offer as many things as they offer. Well, one of the reasons is because Horizon Medical has done its research and determined that actually very few things actually really create a situation of health regeneration, of joint regeneration. Let me slow down a little bit. And as a consequence, joint regenerative therapies, they suffer. We get stories after story of people who come in and said, I've been to the other place. Well, how'd you like it? Well, they're nice enough people, but they shot up. The matter of fact, one person said, I don't even know what they put in me. Like, you're kidding. You didn't know what they're putting in you? Nope, wasn't sure of it. All I know is that, here's what they told me and here's what it cost, and then they shot me. I was like, wow, okay. So one of the things that we do is we educate you. As a matter of fact, one of the most important things we can do is educate you on the subject, on what is going on. And so we have a 12-step program. And you don't have to use all the steps. We don't use all the steps on everybody, but we have a 12-step protocol that we go through in the process of delivering the regenerative medicine, of delivering the PRP for helping you regain your strength and your health back. And in this process, you become valid. You ever thought about that word valid? And invalid or invalid? Invalid and invalid are spelled the same. And so valid In other words, that you are a productive member of society, that you can play, you can move around, you don't have to be cared for all the time, that you can actually feel the things that are going on in your body, that you can actually control things that are going on in your body, and that you can see things change and improve, that you don't have to be a victim to the circumstances that you've become through, but that some of those circumstances can be changed. And that's the point. It's the point of regenerative medicine, is giving you freedom that you haven't had in a long time. And so, just a reminder, the first part of that program is that we do a comprehensive evaluation. We get to know you personally, about why you're there. Because, yeah, you're probably in pain, but you've been in that pain for a long time for most people, and they just didn't have an answer to the question. And then one day, that pain interfered with a quality of life issue, with something they wanted to do, but now couldn't do it. And so we call that closing the doors. The doors of life have been closed. We want to know what those doors are to see if we can't open them again, if we can't help you open them. So day one is the evaluation, the understanding, the diagnostic x-rays or diagnostic ultrasound or both, just depends on the situation. And you see, we take the time to look at what's going on, to hear you explain in your own voice why you're here, okay? One gentleman is because he wasn't able to get on the floor with his grandkids anymore. He wasn't able to get down on the floor and play with them and enjoy their company. And another one, same situation with grandkids, couldn't walk down to the edge of the pond because it was too steep and his knees hurt so bad to walk down the edge of the pond. Well, they don't know. That's really cool. He can walk down to the edge of the pond with the kids, throw in the bait, throw in the fishing, and do the fishing. And look at that. He can walk down the edge of the pond. And some of you actually know what I'm talking about, okay? Some of you actually understand the idea that going downstairs is worse than going up. Now, going up can be bad. Again, it can be a really bad situation. The knee is under most pressure when it's bent, okay? When the knee is bent, that is when it experiences the greatest amount of pressure. That's why it kind of relieves once you step up, or you bend your knee and you step down. It kind of relieves a little bit because it's kind of intermediate zone where the knee's not bent, but it's not exactly straight. There's a kind of an intermediate zone that kind of feels good for just the moment. Yet that's not normal, okay? It's not normal. Let's talk about that for a minute, because this is part of the process of understanding the why behind you should do what you're doing. It is not normal for you to walk one stair at a time. Just step up and then step, step up and then step, step up and step. It is normal to step, 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 step. You see what I'm saying? That is normal. And it's normal to do it without pain. Stairs have been a part of human history since the beginning of human history. Stairs to buildings, stairs up to a wall, stairs to the top of these pyramids and temples. Stairs have been something that the human experience has been a part of since time immemorial, since Adam and Eve, I'm pretty sure, because they're critical for getting up to higher elevations and being part of different things. So stairs have been there. And one of the things about stairs is that they can bring out the best and the worst in a heartbeat. One of my favorite places to go for dinner is Prime Smokehouse. And if any of you have been over to Prime Smokehouse, you know that there's 36 stairs from top to bottom if you take the stairs. You've counted them, you've done it, you've been there, right? Or some of you guys take the ramp, which zigzags back and forth until you get down to the bottom level. The stairs is the quickest, easiest method, unless you're in knee pain. And then it has to be the ramp, because the stairs going either way is going to be killer. It's going to be killer. And so that's first day is comprehensive evaluation. We take a deep and profound look at what's going on with you, understanding why you're there, to be seen and understood, and at the same time comprehend what is going on that needs to change that will get you back open your doors of life. And so as a consequence of that interview, and then the amazingly profound or comprehensive evaluation that is performed, then the diagnostic, either x-rays or ultrasound or both, now we have an understanding of who you are, and what you're going through. Because your own words have told us what you're going through. Your own words have helped us understand that, excuse me, gotta get more rest, that the doors of life that you've had to close, the things you've had to give up, which, are just, it's horrible sometimes. I've talked about the guy who plays the guitar ever since he was 13 or 14 years old. Play the guitar. And I'm learning how to play the guitar, and I'm enjoying it. I'm not very good, but I'm enjoying it. But I have a slight understanding of what he is going through. Because I know if I couldn't practice the guitar on a nightly basis, A, I wouldn't get better at it, and B, I wouldn't have that moment, that 30 minutes of, wow, this is just good time, learning something, learning my notes, learning my scales, it's just a good time, you see. But here's a guy who's been doing this for 60 years, and in a pastoral sense, he's had a music ministry, if you will. He did it on YouTube for a very long time, and now his fingers won't move the same way. And so when I asked him, I said, so how many guitars do you have? He goes, I just sold my last one. That broke my heart, you see. As I'm coming to understand what brought him through our door, it broke my heart to hear that he couldn't play his guitar anymore. Yeah, I can only imagine how miserable he was. And as a consequence, I need to see my chiropractor tomorrow. As a consequence of that, he actually sold his last guitar. Are you kidding me? He had to stop his YouTube ministries because that's what it was all about. It was playing the guitar and playing music and playing songs. It was just, my gosh, my heart went out to the guy. So that's our job, is to understand what it is that you're giving up to not have the pain, or at least have the pain diminished. And that's the other part, that's the other sinister part of this whole thing, is if you have taken out, you've done your due diligence and taking the time to do what you're doing, and then here all of a sudden your doors of life close because of something that happened, that's miserable. So we do our due diligence to understand you and understand how and what brought you through that door, And again, it is all about learning what doors of life have closed on you and what we have to do to reopen those if we can, you see. Well, with that said, there's several steps. And so step number 2, day number 2, is that we sit down as a team and we review everything that's been found out about you, and we put it on paper. And it becomes the nurse practitioner signs the orders. She looks at that, or he looks at that, depends on who's going to be in there, looks at the situation and says, okay, what do you recommend from the chiropractic side, Dr. Trainer? Well, from the chiropractic side, I'm recommending this, that they have so many adjustments over X period of time. 18 adjustments, 3 times a week for the next 6 weeks. 12-week period, which is a dynamic period of time, because everybody knows that's in any kind of human experience changing, habit forming, it actually takes 12 weeks to see the human body exchange and move and become different than it was just a few weeks ago. So as a follow-on to that, we have our recommendations. So I make my recommendations to the nurse practitioner. Rehab makes theirs recommendation. The nurse practitioner themselves thinks, wow, this person, even though they're not hurting in the right knee, they need it in the right knee. They need it definitely in the left knee, but that right knee's coming along too. And look at that hip. That hip's a miserable thing. Okay, so those recommendations are reviewed. They are written down in the chart. The chart is then complete as we get all this ready. And then that day 2, the individual finds out what, as a team, we are recommending. And the nurse practitioner typically is part of the presentation, and they discuss out loud with us why this person needs this kind of care. And it's kind of fun because people, I can see if I can say this delicately and people understand. People know they need to get better. People actually know inherently that there's sacrifice behind getting better, and that to complete the project, they'd have to put in the time to do the energy, to live in such a way and change in such a way. So day 2, we talk about those changes that have to be made. We talk about the life adjustments that have to be made. We talk about the hours that are going to be spent in our office with the rehab tech, with the chiropractic team, and with the regenerative team. We talk about these things openly. You will have a complete understanding from what is going to be expected of you and what's it going to cost in that period of time. So as a consequence for that, you have clarity, complete clarity of where we're coming from, how we can help, if any help at all is available, and how we can get you back on your feet, so to speak, opening those doors of life, okay, so that you can actually live. And that's day 2. That's day 2 of the situation, of the interview, of the process of bringing you on as a patient or recommending you out. We want to get that completely right. So as a follow-on to that is day 3. And day 3, we actually, if you have decided that you're going to use this process to become part of who you are, well then we get day 3, we get you prepared for your first regenerative or PRP treatment. We also get you understanding what is going to be your responsibilities. Day 2 is all about lining out. Here's what we will do, here's what you will do, and then here's the outcome that we expect, success. Success is at least 80% better. 90% is what most people are going through right now, better. And we have several that are 100%ers. So I love that. And so that's part of day 2 is lining it out for you, making you understand or helping you understand in such a way that you can actually have confidence in what we're doing. Now, that's day 2. As we get into day 3, things change a little bit because you've now accepted care. The nurse practitioner does your first real evaluation. And the reason we don't do real evaluations is because this is all about function. Intake, bringing you into the office, is all about understanding your pain and understanding why you're painful, okay? Day 2 is all about presenting what the pain is and then discovering other things if needed so that you can have the experience that we're looking for. Now, its time is up. Oh my gosh, we got a 20-minute break right now. So Lee's going to go to break. I'm going to sit back for a few minutes, enjoy myself, and we'll catch up to each other here in a few minutes. Alrighty, have a good one.
Harper's Garden and Stone Center, your one-stop shop for all your gardening and landscaping needs. All you need is your imagination, and Harper's Garden and Stone Center can supply the materials to make the job the success you want it to be. We have flowers, plants, trees, decorative stones, slate or flagstone. Enjoy the nice spring weather with Paulie's Island Furniture and our Wilmington Grills. Also visit Wendy's Hole in the Wall Boutique and shop for the whole family. Shoes, Vera Bradley bags, and Simply Southern apparel. Harper's Garden and Stone Center, located at 2145 Oak Level Road, open Monday through Saturday, rain or shine.
Buying a Toyota should be as fun as driving one. This is Trey Turner from Rocky Mountain Toyota, where we've made the car buying process simple. Get straightforward pricing on all your favorite Toyota models, so you can skip the hassle and the haggle and get back on the road in no time at all. Plus, enjoy the peace of mind that comes with our complimentary lifetime warranty, unlimited time, unlimited miles. Come see me today at Rocky Mountain Toyota or shop online at RockyMountToyota.com.
At P.O. Woodard in historic downtown Wilson, we've always prided ourselves on doing things the old-fashioned way. Customer service, hard-to-find items, on-site repair are what we're known for. For your manicured lawns, Exmark and Echo make a great team. And for that finished look, get your pine straw and mulch. Grass seed and fertilizer, P.O. Woodard and Company, downtown Wilson. I'm Jimmy Miller with P.O. Woodard and Company. Come experience the difference of shopping with us.
Welcome back. Had to do some jumping jacks, get my blood flowing. We've had a good long day, good working day, seeing a lot of good people. What's fun to watch is after day 3, the therapy starts. You see, you get fitted with braces, day 2 typically, day 1 sometimes. Day 2, the chiropractic care starts, the rehab care starts, and we start doing the process of PRP and then regenerative therapies. And so on day 3, you're getting in orientated to how things work. You're getting yet another evaluation of how you function, not just of your spot of pain, but the how you actually work and live as a person, how the parts work together to become, I need my chiropractor badly, to become the person that is recovering from this process, that is actually gaining momentum back into their life that will actually help them become or get over the issue they've had for so long. And as a consequence, when we get this process going, it really gets exciting. And so we've had a couple of people start, actually their day 3 was today, and that was so much fun because they get orientated to what's going on. They get introduced to their rehab stretches and exercises, and they get monitored in doing them, how to do them properly. And that's part of the process. That's the day 3. And that day 3 process, we orientate you just to very simple things about how to go around the office, which direction you're going to go on which day to do which things, that are on your schedule to do. And we have people there that will help you slow down, that help you discuss or understand your schedule, understand where your places are in the office, where you're going to be going for your next, your next big deal, your next treatment or your next care, and then get you into a pattern of success, of stretching, moving, strengthening, therapies for relaxing, for calming you down prior to the adjustment, and then getting adjusted itself, and the chiropractic adjustment. And this is also, when is it your turn to receive your regenerative therapy? Typically, it's PRP starts first, platelet-rich plasma. And that process starts day 3, day 4. Day 4, we'll talk about in just a minute, but day 3 now is reminder. Let's go over everything that you've agreed for care, okay? Let's go over everything that you've agreed to care. Let's understand it. Let's get reevaluated. This time it's a functional evaluation. I'm going to take a sidebar here for a second and talk about why we do the functional evaluation. The because and why we do it on day 3. The because behind it is we've already done this comprehensive, okay? And now we've reported to you about your problem, the isolated issue. You're not the problem. We're now reporting about the problem and how about the problem can be handled or should be handled if we're not the people to handle it. And then in that process, it's kind of we sit down with you and we go over things in detail. So it's not a question. Matter of fact, you get a packet. You get a packet in an orange folder, and it's got the information. It's got everything we talked about. It's got the cost as well. We have that all available because there's no hidden agenda. There's no hidden fees. There's no hidden anything. We talk about things up front. To our best of our ability, we try to get the insurance right so that we understand what insurance you're going to be using, how you're going to be using it, what effect is it going to have on you and your ability to receive care, and what's going to be out of your pocket as opposed to the insurance company who you've been paying, an amazing amount of money to, and they'll turn around and say, well, you haven't met your deductible, or now that you've met your deductible, you've used all your visits trying to meet your deductible. Excuse me? They're there to make money. Okay, now I'm not downplaying insurance. Insurance has its place. It's important. Okay, but I am going to downplay how they manipulate the system so it bends in their favor. And it is it's a sad, the big insurance, it's about making money. Guys, they got people that are dividend holders or shareholders, and they want dividends for their accounts, for their shares that they put into it. I can't blame them. I can't blame them one bit. Yet, what I can blame is the protocols that have been set up to keep them from spending the money on you that you deserve to have spent upon you. One of those things is the fact that regenerative medicine is not covered by insurance. And there's two reasons for it. One, it works, and the other, they can't control it. It has no name that they can control. Using the proper name of what they are is actually being downplayed by different federal agencies. You can't say certain words about what we do because, and especially in an open environment like this of broadcasting and marketing, whatever you want to call it, even if it's an instructional environment, they really downplay. They really do not want to hear certain words said because, there's no FDA proof and such. Whereas there's all kinds of real proof out there, as opposed to the FDA or Food and Drug or anybody else involved. They cannot control it. And so, consequently, they don't like it. They can't benefit from it. And one of the things, and you read in the American Disability or the American Affordability Act, which made insurance so unaffordable that it's not funny. But in that act, they actually, on big procedures, the insurance company, every big procedure they cover, they get 15% back. How's that happen? How does the government, in other words, us, pay an insurance company to do a procedure that we're paying for them to do? You see? Yeah. So now you start to see the monster rearing its head about how bad the control is and how bad it works. And that monster is really, it's the elephant in the room nobody wants to talk about. Yet it is a real thing that they do not want this kind of practice to succeed simply because it would mean doom and gloom for them not being able to sell their drugs or having people that live continents apart or states apart that they, boy heavens no, we can't have them contribute, we can't have them talk. So ultimately the most intense thing for us is making sure that we share the story correctly so that they don't come down on us, and that's fine. So we share the story the way it's supposed to be shared. And then so on day 4 now you're coming in for what we call inflow, not just adjustment, but your inflow treatment plan. So a lot of times day 4 is when we start the PRP. When we start it, you'll be going in with the nurse practitioner. You'll be sitting down with them. She'll check your blood pressure, check things, and then actually administer by drawing blood from you. And then when they spin that down in a high speed centrifuge, in the where now the blood is separated, the red cells, the white cells, and the plasma and the platelets are all separated. Well, the plasma and platelets are free to move around, whereas the white blood cell and red blood cell have been sequestered, they've been captured. And so the mixing happens, and that the material is drawn out of there, the platelets and the plasma, and it's injected into your joint. And it's your blood. And there's no rejection. It's your platelets, it's your fat tissue that came from, okay? Actually, we have very specific places, but the idea is it's you that provided the platelet-rich plasma. Okay, so it's not going to interact bad. It's not going to be a problem at all. So with that said, then the plasma with the high platelet concentration goes into your joint. Okay, And it helps relieve by cushioning. It helps relieve by expanding the joint. It helps relieve because it is actually an antibacterial, and it doesn't allow a certain amount of movements, and that's helps your joint. And it depends on the situation. We actually give offloading braces. One is a back brace, the other is a knee brace. We're working on the shoulder blades, and we have shoulder braces as well. And those pressure relieving braces go a long way, and they're usually given out or done out at least on sometimes the first day because of emergency, most of the time the second, third, or fourth day. And if it hadn't happened by the third day, it's definitely happened by the fourth day, so that you receive the care that you need. One of the things I love about the offloading brace is that literally where I was bone on bone here, right here, it lifted it out prior to the human cellular tissue, almost said the word, regenerating and causing my joint to be even all the way across. And as a understanding there is that so it acts as a cushion, it acts as an antibacterial, and it acts as a substrate, a solution for doing things the wrong way. We can actually get up there and do things the right way. We get into it, we understand it, we become inculcated in the process, and so the platelets are then removed, the platelets are then put into your joint, and the process begins. Because just in a matter of a few weeks, that's going to happen 2-3 more times in most cases, but in a couple of weeks, depending on how the schedule is, then the regenerative will be brought in and put into the joint. What's fun about the regenerative is that it allows you to actually cool your own medicine or warm it, because it comes in frozen, little vials, absolutely frozen, because they have to be frozen to stay viable. And so after, once the patient is ready, they're handed with gloves on this super cold ice like brick. It's about that big, about 1 milliliter or 2 milliliters, depends on who you are, what we need to do. And you warm that in your own hand. You don't shake it, just warm it. And it literally melts away in your own hand. And so the whole pieces of that process of the PRP now is started and is injected into you, and the whole thing is started and is now helping to develop a process or helping to develop an environment where your body is ready for the regenerative medicine. And that is critical for this process. We have watched it, we've seen it both ways, and we find that there's greater success when the PRP is applied prior to the regenerative. And we do a 3-week protocol. That was a national protocol that we have understood, and we actually have adopted it. That at Horizon Medical, the nurse practitioner and then their medical team, they have adopted that as part of the protocol that we present. You can do it just twice. You can do it once. Sometimes we just do the regenerative medicine and not even doing the PRP. You see, it just depends again on you, how deep you want to go into this and how powerful do you want it to be for you. Now, the regenerative medicine is powerful on its own, yet the preparatory process is actually a critical part. Part of that preparatory process, as we explained, is the metabolic reboot. And we actually have one of our clients started, it's going to be starting tomorrow, and the metabolic reboot. And as the process goes, then the regenerative, the jump start, the 4-week period of time, is a way that a person is introduced to the 12-week program, which is comprehensive and it's amazing. And we'll discuss it more next week. Yet at the same time now, understand this process is going on. You're doing your chiropractic care, you're doing your joint repair and stabilization exercises, and you are doing your electric stim and such like that. Now, with that all said and understood, it is important that we apply these different principles across the board as much as we can. Everybody doesn't get the same treatment. Simple as that. You have choices, and we present. Here is the Mercedes-Benz of, if you will, of the care plan. Okay, here it is, the Cadillac. Here's what we recommend here, and here, and it works. Okay, it works. Or here is the Subaru, or here is the, You see what I'm saying is different levels and protocols that you can adopt it into. Regardless, that's day 3, day 4, where that really gets going. Day 4, now you're in flow. You know how to do anything. You know how to pick up your chart. You know how to pick up your basket for your belongings that come out of your pocket. You know all these things. You're prepared. You're completely prepared for what we are about to do. And what's really cool is that it's hands-on learning. It is not, here, read this paper. We do provide the exercises and and provide instructions for that. But those instructions are for you to take home and to practice this at home. So as a consequence, this is a very comprehensive, I said that word at the very beginning. Horizon Medical has a very comprehensive approach to understanding you, and then to really understanding how your body works and moves, understanding, if necessary, that, this understanding we put towards you is to open those doors, okay? Remember those doors. We're trying to open those doors for you. And that is the whole purpose. That's the understanding. Now, with that said, as we proceed, day 5, 6, 7, as it goes down the line, we will keep applying these same principles each visit. Keep monitoring you each visit. Is it getting better? Is it getting worse? Is it not doing anything at all? We keep monitoring through the whole process. Because now, remember, day 3, we had a functional evaluation. And this determined that you didn't pass this test, you didn't pass that test, you didn't pass this test, you didn't pass that one. And this one over here, you didn't pass it, you didn't pass it. Oh, you passed that one, really good. What test was that? The sitting still and not doing anything test. I'm just kidding. But we functionally evaluate you. Because as we move forward, every 2 weeks, we repeat the functional evaluation. If it's something you've already passed, it's eliminated, you see. And then once you pass the next thing, we eliminate that question too. All of a sudden, hey, you've passed. You don't have to go back and reenact all that. We want you to move forward. And that is as critical as specific I can say. We test you, we test you, we test you. We teach you, we teach you, we teach you. We coach you, we coach you, you coach you. We are there for you. That's the whole process here. Now, we're not even halfway through of all the different things we do. We're going to talk about some of the other parts of the step of that process, of that 12-step process. Because being as comprehensive as it is, the 12 steps are critical to you. And they're critical, including the metabolic reboot or the 4-week regenerative plan. So it's break time. I'm going to give you guys a break. And Lee's going to take over here for a minute and sell some ads. But I'm going to tell you what, guys, you're going to want to continue listening because it's just getting better from here. Your understanding. All right, see you in a couple of minutes.
Harper's Garden and Stone Center, your one-stop shop for all your gardening and landscaping needs. All you need is your imagination, and Harper's Garden and Stone Center can supply the materials to make the job the success you want it to be. We have flowers, plants, trees, decorative stones, slate or flagstone. Enjoy the nice spring weather with Paulie's Island Furniture and our Wilmington Grills. Also visit Wendy's Hole in the Wall Boutique and shop for the whole family. Shoes, Vera Bradley bags, and Simply Southern apparel. Harper's Garden and Stone Center, located at 2145 Oak Level Road, open Monday through Saturday, rain or shine.
Buying a Toyota should be as fun as driving one. This is Trey Turner from Rocky Mountain Toyota, where we've made the car buying process simple. Get straightforward pricing on all your favorite Toyota models, so you can skip the hassle and the haggle and get back on the road in no time at all. Plus, enjoy the peace of mind that comes with our complimentary lifetime warranty, unlimited time, unlimited miles. Come see me today at Rocky Mountain Toyota or shop online at RockyMountToyota.com.
At P.O. Woodard in historic downtown Wilson, we've always prided ourselves on doing things the old-fashioned way. customer service, hard to find items, on-site repair are what we're known for. For your manicured lawns, Exmark and Echo make a great team. And for that finished look, get your pine straw and mulch. Grass seed and fertilizer, P.O. Woodard & Company, downtown Wilson. I'm Jimmy Miller with P.O. Woodard & Company. Come experience the difference of shopping with us.
We're back for our last segment. I'm back for my last segment with you guys tonight. Excited to be here. I just moved my chair. I need to go back over here so you can see the whole name. Wow. Dr. Tim at horizonmedical.us. Write me. I'll answer questions. And I'll have questions for next week's show, which is going to be the metabolic reboot. It's really fascinating. And trust me, when I say when I've lost 85 pounds, and I know people that have lost at least that much doing it, it's not a matter of losing weight. It's a matter of getting your liver right. It's a matter of getting your pancreas correct. It's a matter of getting your digestive system coordinated. It's just a powerful, powerful tool to get you back into a place of health and strength where you probably haven't been in a long time. And I don't care how thick you are or how thin you are, metabolism is a function of life that is critical to have balanced, okay? And that's why it's in every plan. We do it with everybody because we want you to succeed. We know that when your metabolism is balanced and moving forward properly, and you're eating right, you're digesting right, you're doing good things for yourself, you're getting rid of stuff that just really messes you up. When you eat right and properly, it makes all the difference in the world. It makes all the difference in the world. Plus, it helps clean you up for the program we do. You know, the regenerative program we do. It absolutely cleans you up, and that is critical for this process. And so we want you to succeed, not here, not there, but where your maximum is, wherever that is. God knows where it's at, and to be able to use you as an instrument in His hands, you need to be the best you can be, so that you can magnify your mission, if you will, of doing what you've got to do. Now, excuse me a second. Got a little scratch in the throat there. With that said, now we move on. We're down week 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to talk about some of the things that we do to help this process move forward. Taping, you know, some people call it kinesiotaping or such like that. Taping is part of the process. Pardon me, wish I had a bottle of water. Taping is part of the process that helps your body, number one, it's proprioceptive in nature. It tells your body, hey, this is actually supposed to be in this position, this is supposed to be in this position, and it helps the body to have feedback, proprioceptive feedback. It helps you have understanding of where you're at. It also does a certain amount of bracing. It helps your muscle to react more quickly and more evenly. My apologies. It was a fun, long day today, but it helps it in a more evenly fashion for your body to function properly. So taping becomes a critical thing. One of the cool things about it, though, is we teach you how to tape yourself. We teach you how to tape yourself. We teach you how to apply the process to you. See, guys, let's understand something here. Even though we have plans and we have programs for going through the process, we have protocols. Part of that plan, protocols, or progressive growth, whatever you want to call it, it's releasing you from care. We want to discharge you from care. We want to get you to a place where you're like excited to be here. Everything's working great. We've changed habits. We've increased our flexibility. We've increased our strength. We have no more degenerative issues because the pain in those joints is gone. awesome because they're regrowing. You see, we want to discharge you. We want to get you all out of our care and into your own personal care. And that's why we take such a process. That's why the 12-week metabolic metabolic reboot is so critical. We do everything except for a few cases at a 12-week pace, simply because that is what it takes to change you. Now, I've heard nurse practitioner Linda recommend only 18 visits and 12 visits and such. It is because the person was already in a place of health where they did not need everything that we offer at the highest level. Okay, they needed it just at a little bit less than higher level, and meaning that they didn't need 36 chiropractic visits, they didn't need 36 muscular retraining visits, because they're already a trained individual who has a good, solid understanding of personal training and that the proper application of that training, you see. And so those individuals, and they're already got good metabolism, because how we can see it, we can see in their skin, we can smell it in their breath, everything that the body denotes health when the metabolism is working right. So we can see kind of what it takes on a person to be able to need how much they're going to need. But the whole point, guys, reminder, McFly, we want to see a discharge date. We want you to graduate with health and strength. We want you to experience the ultimate in opening the doors, okay, of getting your life back. That's what we want to see. So, with that all said, that is where our effort lies, is seeing you go from point A, that horrible reason why you finally said, I got to do something for me. I've got to do this for myself. That point, move forward. And we want to step with you every step of the way to move forward. Of course, at some point, we've coached you. Now we got to get out of the way, okay? And you have to focus on doing you, working with you. And so it's discharge time, it's graduation time. Everybody's invited to continue care with a rehab and chiropractic care and such like that. But you've done your plan. We want to discharge you. We want you to move forward at the pace that you want to move forward, understand things at your pace that you want to understand them. And so as a consequence, we have a lot of people who choose to continue care. And that's part of what we do, is we just continue chiropractic care, rehabilitative care. Should they need a trigger point injection, we offer that. I mean, that's a very inexpensive way to get your muscles to relax in your neck and your body. So we offer all of these things, but not to everybody, not in every situation, because each situation is different. So with that all said, then, the whole point is marching you down the road, coaching you along the way, getting to a point of release, of graduation. We do another comprehensive at the end. We've done these functional evaluations, and one by one or two by one or whatever by one, you have been able to see your pass rate increase and not have to be tested in all these areas where you failed at the beginning, because you are now doing them. You're living them, and it's helping you. One of the tools we have are called rocker boards and wobble boards. Now, a rocker board has two slats. It's a big board on top, and it's got anti-slip tape on it, and it's got two half-moon curvatures on it, and so it'll go back and forth like this. So what we do is we first off learn to balance, get it flat, and then we have a balance bar, and a balance bar is used to hold people up. And so you get there, and you're using it flat, and then you teeter to one side and teeter to the other. This is not how Harris Teeter got their name. So they teeter one way, teeter the other. And they fell in love with that name, and so, okay, here we go. Willis's shop now became Harris Teeter. And so what happens now is that wobble board goes back and forth like that, right? All right. And you're teetering. That's where that whole Harris Teeter thing came in. You're teetering, but you're controlling. And so I get a person to, but not touch, not touch, you see, going back and forth. And then I go, okay, you graduated with 2 feet on there. Let's put 1 foot on. And they're like, what? And so it goes back and forth. So you put your foot right in the center of this board. And now you're going back and forth with your ankle. Okay? Primary joint that's working is your ankle. Your knee is all involved. Your hip is all involved. Your low back's involved. Everybody's involved. But it's all focusing on the proprioception of that foot and the mechanoreceptors of that foot, telling the muscles, okay, not enough. Oh, too far. Okay, back here we go. Oh, until it balances. And then, it's really cool. On the teeter board, go back and forth like that. We put their foot lengthwise, and they have to touch it, or bring it down and up without touching the nose of the board to the floor. Impossible. No. With our coaching, with our help, with this whole process of rehabilitation, you go from impossible to I'm possible. See the difference? Impossible, I-M, P-O-S-S-S-I-P-E-L-D, B-L-D, L-E-D, or B-L-E. Impossible to I am, P-O-S-S-I-P-L-E, B-L-E. I'm possible. The next one is the wobble board, and it's round, and it's got like a half of a ball cut out on it, hard ball, so that it can move in all directions and all planes and all attitudes. So we start with 2 feet on that. Okay, whoa, okay, I balance here, whoa, balancing there, back and forth. Good stuff, I love it. And then we do the same thing. Okay, I want you to control it going down to the edge. Whoop, now I want you to teeter forward. Here's that word again, teeter back, all the way back, without touching the floor. Without the edges touching the floor and rotating around like that. That's no big deal. This is keeping it an inch off the floor. Oh my goodness. The muscular work that happens, the restorative work that happens, the power that comes back into the individual, well, confidence level comes up in their joint. Are you kidding? My knee joint is surviving this thing? You gotta be kidding. My hip joint surviving this? Wow. So a couple of teeters and a couple of wobbles, and we're getting you organized. Then we have elastic bands, part of this training process. Electric bands to help move the body, stretch the body, get the body, but strengthen the body now. See, strengthen, and get it to strengthen with resistance bands, and that is extremely helpful. It's one thing to do an exercise, okay? And it's another thing to increase the resistance. First thing, though, is we teach you is proper form so that you can succeed at this program of rehabilitation and support. So, all right, you're back walking the dog, and you're stretching and exercising and doing small things daily to strengthen yourselves, including get your metabolic reboot going again. You see? All these things factor together. The taping, the electric stim, okay, that we do that helps calm the tissue down. The traction tables, the back on track, which is a traction chair. All of these things, doing them creates an environment of success in you. That's why we do them. So we're winding down now, okay? We're in the weeks 8, 9, 10 and such like that. And we're winding down, but the intensity comes up because we're expecting you to be stronger and expecting you to be more balanced and more capable in the areas of function that at the beginning you were failing, okay? So this process of coming to the graduation time is like, Brenda, Dr. Trainer, I did something this weekend I haven't done in 8 years. Oh my gosh, I'm scared to ask. I went dancing. Oh, are you kidding? What happened? I went to a wedding. Oh, what happened at the wedding? Well, the wedding, you at weddings you dance. Yes, that's true. And she goes, I said, what is the big deal? I haven't been able to dance at a wedding in 8 years. Are you kidding me? No, I haven't been able to dance at all. My buddy Bonnie Her and I would go dancing on the weekends. That was so much fun. We'd meet at a place and we'd go dancing, and I love dancing. But if your function is low and your body's not up to it, it's hard to do. But this whole process is you come in with your hope and your why of what you want to change, where do you want to get back, and we work you to that. And then there's so many spin-off benefits of that. You see, there's so many spin-off benefits of what we're doing for you. You get dancing back, you get hiking in the woods back, you get riding your bicycle back, you get walking through the mall looking for that special dress, for the reception or whatever the situation might be. Yeah, you get all that, you get all these things back that you had lost when those doors closed. Because typically when a door closes, it's not just one thing. It might be one thing that's bugging you, that finally bugged you, to get you then in our door to do that. And see, that's the point, guys. We're winding down here. I'm about to get the sign from Lee that we only got a minute left. But guys, I'm telling you right now, it's call to action time. It is time for you to get off your backside, get out of that couch, get out of that recliner, and walk. Call the number. That's the in-house number. Thank you. But we also have our phone number, which is 252-210-3490. Leave a message tonight. We'll be calling you tomorrow afternoon and figuring out what we can do to get you in our door to help you restore and regenerate. That's the call of action. There's the other call of action. If it's not you, then you know somebody that is suffering from bone-on-bone situation. And this protocol is helping so many people, okay? This protocol works. That's why we do it. That's why we researched it, why we found out. Now, it's time to go. It's time to shut her down. But guys, call to action. Quit living on your couch. Quit living and thinking you can't get up and do anything to change your life. You can. Call us at Horizon Medical Regenerative Joint Center. Call tomorrow. Look us up and find us so that you can have that change in your life, so that you can open those doors. The doors of happiness, doors of life, but doors of happiness is what I want to see open. To see the smile back on your face, to see the energy back in your soul, to see you being alive. We talked about that last week, between living and being alive. I want you alive. This is Dr. Trainer signing off from Horizon Medical Regenerative Joint Center. I'm the chiropractic teammate, and I love what I do, and I love helping you guys. Have a great one. Good night.